tell you the do's. From there, you can understand which one are the don'ts. You could have got 160, but due to some silly mistakes or due to, you can say, some ego tussle with the questions, you got only 140 marks. Let us take in kinematics, you are solving very complicated questions from projectile. I can give you, very complicated questions from projectile, and it will, take even, more than 30 minutes, more than 40 minutes for one question. Last 45 days are remaining, almost 45 days for the April attempt, and these 45 days will decide actually everything. Everything means how much score you will get finally in JEE Mains 2026. Okay, so here is the opportunity to improve yourself and prove yourself that yes, actually you can do. Now here in this video I am going to discuss 5 mistakes that every aspirant must avoid if he want to get a very good percentile in the April attempt. So what all these 5 mistakes are there, I'll tell you. So I am going to tell you the do's. I am going to tell you the do's. From there you can understand which one are the don'ts. Okay. So the first do is analyze yourself where you stand right now. What is your level right now and from where you have to improve. Okay. So first thing is see how many marks you are getting, okay, in the January shift. Next thing is from which topics, this is the important thing, from which topics, okay, you could not solve the questions. Physics, chemistry, maths, write down all the topics. Then next thing is how many silly mistakes you made in the January shift. Like these mistakes are those you can say mistakes which you could have improved. You could have improved during the exam itself. Now silly mistakes can be due to lack of confidence or can be like you didn't appeared for the mock test. It can also be like that. You didn't manage your time well during the exam. So many things can be there. Okay. So how many silly mistakes you made. Next is how many questions could you have answered correctly but got wrong. It means like let us take you got one of the difficult question, you spent 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes in that question and due to that you could not do questions which were very easy. So these type of things you might have done in the January attempt. Okay, so you have to see how many questions you could have done but you answered them, you got them wrong. So from there you will get an estimate. Let us take you got marks, let us take you got 140 marks. Okay, you got 140 marks in the January attempt, but if you could have improved on these points, okay, you could have got 160. So actually this is your level. This is where you lie. Okay, you could have got 160, but due to some silly mistakes or due to, you can say, some ego tussle with the questions, you got only 140 marks. So this is your level right now. Okay, mark that. Okay, my level is 160. Now you have to improve from 160 then. Now you will set a target for yourself. Okay, I got 160. Now I'm going to set a target for myself. How much should I set? That I'll tell you. Next thing is cover entire syllabus and do the practice. Now, as I had already mentioned, JEE Mains is a game of syllabus, not a game of depth. Here you have to cover vast things. Don't go in so much depth, okay, but you have to cover vast. Therefore, if you are having backlogs, it is very important that you cover those backlogs first. Okay, so how you will cover that? You will cover from watching perfect one shots. Okay, watch perfect one shots. We are already having many of the one shots on our channel. Other one shots will be coming, okay, soon. We are uploading them. So go and watch for those topics which you have backlog. Don't watch, everything. Let us take, kinematics. Don't go for kinematic one shot, okay. So watch only those topics which you are having backlogs, or you feel like, I'm not very confident, let me watch this again. Okay, so that all the formulas, all the key concepts, and you will see, okay, how the teacher is solving the question, the important PYQs, and many more things you will learn there. Then practice. This is the most important part. Okay, for this part you need this, otherwise you cannot do practice, but this is the most important part. And from for practice you can do PYQs, because PYQs actually exactly tells you what NTA asks and how much NTA expects from you. Now let us take in kinematics, you are solving very complicated questions from projectile. I can give you, very complicated questions from projectile, and it will, take even, more than 30 minutes, more than 40 minutes for one question. But that is not needed. That is not needed. NTA is not expecting that level of questions from you. Okay, not expecting that you will solve those complicated. No, NTA is giving simple questions. See, few questions are lengthy, okay, but few questions are also simple. So see what NTA exactly is giving. Therefore, PYQ, solving PYQ is very much important to exactly understand the level. The last but not the least thing is give some full syllabus marks. It will actually tell you how much you improved. In January attempt you got 140, you could have got 160. Right now at this level you are getting this much score. Where are the mistakes? Where are the scope of improvements? How you have to effectively manage your time during the exam, okay, how you have to identify the questions which you have to skip. All those things you will only learn when you give the full syllabus marks. We have already launched the rank booster batch for the mock. We are having 12 marks there, okay. So at least you should give 6 to 8 marks. 6 to 8 marks at least you should give. Our rank booster batch is just at 199, so many students are already registered and they are utilizing that. We are having live analysis also. So if you are preparing from somewhere else, no problem, but at least give 6 to 10, you can say, high impact mock tests. There you will learn many things. Actually, this is the final thing which will actually show you the mirror. Okay, here you lies and here are the scopes of improvements. Here you should work upon. Next thing is now setting a realistic target. As I mentioned, in January attempt, let us take you got 140, but you made some silly mistakes or some very casual mistakes. You could have got 160. You could have got 160. So this is actually your level. This is your you can say current level. Now from this current level you have to see where you want to reach. This is estimated marks versus percentile. It's not very accurate. You may say, sir, is this for January attempt or like? No, estimated thing that this is. So you are lying, let us take here now 98 percentile range. If you want to reach the 99 percentile range, how much is the margin? Almost 20 marks. So you set a target of, okay, let us take 30 marks, okay, target further. I need now 190. Let us set a target of 190 or let us set at a target of 200. Now see which topics were pending, which topics are of high weightage, okay, from where to prepare those topics, from where to do practice of those topics, and then give the marks and then see have you actually improved on those topics which you worked upon. If you have improved, then well, you are ready for the score. If you have not improved, you need improvement still, go work again. Okay. Therefore, from physics, from chemistry, from maths, write down all the topics. Okay, this topic, this topic, this topic, I don't know. Then, okay, on this day, I'll watch this one shot of this particular topic. Let us take AC is very difficult for you. Go and watch the AC one shot. Okay, understand all the concept there. Okay, do some practice from there. Do some PYQs, and eventually you will appear for mocks and all. You'll have an idea. Okay, now I'm able to solve the questions from AC. Now I'm able to solve the questions from some, let us take vectors and all. Maybe from organic chemistry, I'm able to solve the questions now. So these type of stuffs you will understand, okay, but you have to do them in a measurable way, as I'm saying, okay. So set a realistic target and then work upon that, and then let us take you are targeting for 200 or 200 plus, you will be in 99.5 percentile range, okay. Next thing is Now this time is very crucial, as I am saying, 45 days, many things are there, boards is there, practicals are there, okay, other stuffs will also come, and you have to utilize this time very efficiently. How to do that? First of all, give first priority to the high weightage topics. You are having backlogs, okay, you are having backlogs, so from those backlogs, see which topics are of high weightage topics, okay. From these high weightage topic, now see for yourself which topics you feel they are easy for you. Like it sometimes it happens, like I say and these topics are very easy, many students say, sir, this is not easy. You know, many students feel like, you know, this particular chapter is easy but this is difficult. Other students feel no, the difficult one is easy, this is difficult for me. Okay, so it you know, depends upon you. So identify which topics you feel like they are easy, which topics feel like they are difficult. So cover the easiest part first and then do the difficult part later for the high weightage topic, then come for the other topics, okay. And don't spend so much time in just watching videos, just, you know, watching one shots. I'm just, you know, AC I watched one shot, then again for another teacher one shot I'm watching. Don't spend so much time, okay. You watched one shot, okay, you might have made some notes or notes are also available there, okay. So you use them, you revise the notes again, you solve the questions that were discussed during the discussion in the one shot, again you got some confidence, then you did some PYQs, okay, now you feel better, okay, now I'm ready for this chapter. Then in the mocks you appeared and you got you know, you were able to solve the question from that particular topics. That is the you can say final thing. Now don't spend so much time, you know, just watching, just reading some theory, okay, let us purchase this book, let us purchase that book, read this chapter from that particular book and solve some questions from that particular book. Don't spend so much time in that thing, okay, the time is very less. Then utilize most of the time in solving questions. Most of the time, most of the time means almost 70 to 80% of your time should be dedicated to solving questions. This is the final thing, this is what is going to save you, solving questions, nothing else, okay. Yes, utilize some time to cover the backlog topics, 20 to 30% of the time, rest of the time should be only for solving questions. Then the thing is how to be smart during the exam. Exam is not an ego game, okay. You may see kinematics I know very well. Now let us take, there is some difficult questions from kinematics, may not be difficult but there are so many calculation in that question. Then what? Skip that. It's not an ego game. You may be able to do that difficult question but on the cost of 4 to 5 easy question. And not only that, even after, you know, utilizing 10 minutes in a particular question, because there were so many calculations, it is very high probability that you will make some silly mistake there. Okay, 1 by 2 I missed there, sir. answer was wrong finally, okay. Therefore the lengthy questions, the difficult questions and the lengthy question both are in the same category, okay. Sometimes the question is not difficult but that is lengthy, that should also be avoided. They are the biggest trap actually. So everything is very simple but moment of inertia question is only there, okay. So let us do but there are so many calculations in that. Don't do that, skip that as of now. So don't take questions on your ego, okay. Nobody is going to see whether you solved moment of inertia question or not, although that was easy. No, they will see how many, you know, marks you got finally. That is what is going to judge you, okay. So always give the first preference to the easiest questions, always. They deserve the first attention. And whenever you are going to start the exam, select 5 to 10 questions, easiest questions from the entire you can say paper. Let us take 2 to 3 you got direct questions from chemistry, okay, just by looking at them I am able to solve them, okay. 2 to 3 questions or 5 questions you got from physics, just by looking at them I am able to solve. 1 to 2 questions you got from maths, just by looking at them I am able to solve that, okay. So do them first. Why I am telling that? Because A positive temperament in the exam is very, very important. Okay, don't underestimate that. Even if you are a very good student, okay, you can score very good marks, but if you feel demotivated during the exam, or if you feel like I'm not able to solve the question, you are not going to get good score. Okay, therefore building a positive temperament in the exam is the most important thing, and this is what is going to build the positive temperament for you. You did 5 to 10 questions, I'm able to solve. I'm able to solve questions, although there may be many questions which would be very difficult, but you did 5 to 10 easy questions, it will actually give you positive temperament. Try it, and after that start your exam. I never solved questions sequentially, you know, even when I was a student, and right now also sometimes when I have to solve the questions, I don't solve the question paper sequentially. I just pick some questions first. Okay, these questions direct do them, and then okay, let us do this question, and then let us do that question. Don't solve the questions sequentially. Sometimes first 2 to 3 questions are very lengthy, and they will suck all your energy. All your energy is drained out and you feel demotivated, and then the questions are easy but you miss them. Why so? Because you are already drained. Okay, so these are the 5 things, and the last thing that is most important, that will actually decide everything after your preparation, is your mindset. Therefore, keep your mindset positive. Okay, you should say like, I can do it, I can do it. If you are positive, you will actually be able to do it. And if you feel like, if you have some negative thoughts in yourself, even if you know everything, still you will be struggling to get a decent score. Okay, and that is, a negative mindset is not at all healthy, not at all good. Okay, whatever score you are getting, if you have positive mindset, you will get something better than that. And whatever score you are getting right now, if you are having negative mindset, certainly you cannot get even that also, you will get lesser than that. So make sure you be always positive. Okay, surround yourself with the positive people, positive friends who tells you yes you can do, yes you can do. If that is there, it's all good, good to go. If you are having some more questions from all this discussion, you can put in the comments. I'll be there to reply all your questions. Thank you. All the best for your apparel attempt preparation.